Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Tyler Stratton from Stratton Sports. Big day in college basketball, and no game was bigger than Purdue IU. Bob Knight making his return to Assembly Hall, a place he hadn't been back in 20 years. He had declined multiple invitations to come back and celebrate championship teams, but he finally came back today, and his health did not look good. When he came out on the court, had to be helped out there by his old players. It was an emotional moment. I'm a diehard Purdue fan, not a big IU guy, but it was emotional seeing him come out there. Times it looked like he didn't know where he was. He did embrace his players, did get a defensive chant going, but there was a weird exchange with him and Vital. Vital kind of reached over maybe to hug him or give him a handshake, and Knight looked a little agitated, like, who is this guy? Almost like he didn't know who Vital was. I could be completely wrong on that, but it looked like that to me, and Vital did look a little bit shaken afterwards. The history of both of these programs, Purdue and IU, growing up in this state, this rivalry was so intense, and it always meant a lot. There was always a lot at stake, a lot of pride. Katie and Knight, the rivalry was so intense. They were fierce competitors, and it was usually a split. It was a rare time that a team actually swept, and if they did, the next year they would usually get that team back. Purdue has dominated the series, 6 straight, 4 straight in Bloomington, 9 out of 10. It's so one-sided. I never thought I would see the day where a team dominates the rivalry in this fashion. There's not much at stake anymore. When both teams are ranked, that's when it's at its best, when Big Ten title's at stake. And I'm a Purdue fan, but it's fun when IU is good and there's a lot at stake. It's not that way anymore. I think a lot of IU fans took Tom Crean for granted. I think he ran a good program, a couple Big Ten titles. I think maybe they took him for granted because Archie Miller does not look like the guy, in my opinion. One thing I took from the game today, execution of the offense. Indiana had no execution. It didn't look like a good set flow offensively. Purdue, all 9 guys scored 5 points or more. They ran their offense. They had open shots. They got good looks, and they just out-executed IU on both sides. Purdue's had a good program under Matt Painter. He's a tip away from going to the Final Four. He's a Robbie Humble. Isaac Haas injuries away from going to the Final Four. He's had very solid teams, has just not caught his break. I believe he will. He's only 49 years old. But one of the big things with IU teams under Archie Miller, they get worse as the season goes on. Purdue, they hit their stride. It's taken them a little bit late this year to hit their stride. They lost 2 guys who were all-time great Purdue players, but Archie Miller, last year they went on a long losing streak at this time. They've lost 4 straight now. And I just could not believe the lack of excitement and fire that IU played with today. Just wasn't there in a game they had to have. They're on the bubble. They're at home. Archie Miller has yet to beat Purdue. I just thought it would be a dogfight to the very end. And Purdue gets their biggest win over IU in like 30 years. I just did not see that coming. And I think IU fans have to be wondering if Archie Miller is the guy to run this program. And I just don't know if he is, especially if he misses the tournament this year and makes it 3 straight. IU fans are going to be calling for his butt to be fired. The schedule gets a lot tougher for IU too, so they have to get some big wins. And finally, I think Purdue tests themselves in the out-of-conference schedule. Has the 8th toughest schedule in the country. IU does not test themselves as much, and I think the rigors of the Big Ten, Purdue is more prepared for. They out-tough, out-worked, and out-executed IU in a day that IU had to have a win in Bloomington for their NCAA tournament hopes. Matt Painter continues to dominate the Indiana Hoosiers in this rivalry. That's all I got on the IU Purdue game. I hope you did enjoy the video. As always, hit that subscribe button, comment below, let me know what you thought about the game and the rivalry as a whole. Will IU ever get back? I hope not. And I will be back at it later in the week to talk some more sports. For now, this is Stratton Sports saying so long.